Hi there, doing some Christmas crafting today and thought I would show you how easy it is to turn a surface like this into a really cool holiday decor piece. So let me put this down so you can see what I'm doing. I am using chalk paste and I've already got my chalk paste all ready. I stirred it up to get any air bubbles out, that type of thing. I'm using a black and then a shimmer crimson and a white. And that's all I need. I've got my silkscreen transfer here. If you're not familiar with them, there's silkscreen here in the openings instead of just an opening like with a traditional stencil. And this transfer doesn't have a lot of it, but in the sleigh you can see how you can get some definition there that you would not have been able to get with a traditional stencil. But I like the ones that have like distress marks within the design itself, and just kind of makes it gives it that vintage look. All right, I'm going to kind of measure this out. I have already fuzzed it on our fuzzing cloth, and that is because they're self-sticking. You don't want it to stick to the surface too much, but you want it to be really sticky so you can use it many times. So we just get a little lint on it from our fuzzing cloth or a towel or our pant leg, and then we're good. And now I'm just smoothing out any air bubbles that might be in the transfer part itself. And this transfer has been used a lot, so it's not sticking super well, but I think it will be okay. All right, so the shimmer pastes take longer to dry, so I am going to do my shimmer first. And I'm using the shimmer crimson on the reindeer parking portion, the large letters. I'm just going to dot it on here several places, and then I'm going to almost hold this vertically and just wipe that through until you can see the wording show up through the chalk paste. And it's a little trickier here because we've got these spaces between the boards, but it's not bad. Just making sure I've got everything covered. You know what? I did not have my overhead light on. Let me turn that on real quick, and you'll probably be able to see better also. Ooh, that is bright. Okay, get a little bit more here. When you're working with the chalk paste, you want to work fairly quickly. You don't have to, be like a race car driver or anything, but the regular chalk paste will dry fairly quickly. And if it has dried while you're doing this and you go to pull the transfer up, it might pull up some of that chalk paste, which can give it a cool distressed look sometimes, but that's not always the look that we're going for. Okay, I'm making sure I'm getting the edges, especially of the outside perimeter. I'm notorious for leaving off part of an edge. All right, and then I'm just going to scrape off the extra. And put it back in the jar. Oh, I didn't get anything on my fingers. That's unusual. Okay, and then I'm doing white with the sleigh and the reindeer, because obviously a brown for the reindeer is not going to show up on this wood plank. So we're just going to go real basic and do everything here white. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and wipe this off. If you were new and doing this and it took you a little longer to do things, you would wait until the very end to wipe off any of the regular chalk paste, just so that it doesn't dry. But I've been doing it long enough that I'm pretty fast. And so I don't have to worry about that on something this basic, I guess. It doesn't have a whole lot of details. But I do, when I'm doing something with a lot of stuff going on, I make sure that I leave it on for a while so it doesn't dry out. Okay, so now I'm going to scrape off all the extra black. Just put it right back into our jar and lift it up. I'm going to hang this off the edge of my, whoa, it doesn't have any sticky left. I've used it a lot. And there is the finished project. I hope you can see it. I have trouble seeing what you can see. So very easy. And then all you do is take a paper towel or a wet wipe or something and just wipe any of the chalk paste that's gotten on the edge here that would keep it from having a good seal when we put the lid on. And I want to just get down anything that's along the top of the jar. Get that down in there really nice because it'll dry out. And then I'm going to put a squirt of distilled water in there, and that just keeps it from dehydrating before the next time I use it. Keeps it nice and creamy, I guess I would say. All right, and that's all we do. Now with the shimmers, we do not put water in them for some reason because of the metallic pieces in here, I guess. The water just kind of makes it yucky, but it doesn't dry out like, get all that off. It doesn't dry out like the other ones do. So I'm just going to clean it off really well and then put the lid on it. And that's all there is to it. I'm going to take the transfer over to the sink, wash both sides really well. We have something called, here, I'll come up here so you're not looking at nothing. We have something called a board eraser. Kind of looks like a Mr. Clean eraser, but without the chemicals. But I have used a sponge that's in really good condition so it doesn't molt off onto the transfer. And you just wash both sides and then lay it sticky side up to dry. Put the backing back on and you can use it again another time. This one, reach down here and get it. This one has been used so many times, I will probably have to spray it with an adhesive next time just to make sure that it sticks, but I can still keep using it. So I'm going to take it over now and wash it, and I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching.